In many ways, fashion has always been technology. Cutting a piece of cloth and turning it into something that can function on such a dynamic and expressive system as the body is an extraordinary technological feat. Technology has and continues to move ahead in leaps and bounds, and I think that's a very exciting thing for fashion. Many people have different ideas about what wearable technology is, but I like to think about it as interactively responsive garments and interfaces. As technologies advance and as they're explored with, they can extend our ability to communicate with each other. They can extend our knowledge about ourselves and what's going on with our bodies. They can communicate that knowledge to others if we want it to. Wearable technology occurs in two spaces at the moment. We have artists and designers doing a lot of highly poetic explorations that aren't able to be brought to market. But then we have examples of engineering-driven wearable technologies that are brought to market. Helen Story and Tony Ryan, for example, are major leaders. They're champions in many ways of investigating how scientists and artists and designers can collaborate fruitfully to really innovate and look at how these innovations can play out in everyday life, so become products. Susan Lee, with her BioCouture project, is really looking directly at synthetic biology, biological systems to create new materials. Pauline van Dongen is in many regards a younger researcher, and she's trained as a fashion designer, and she's working with scientists to try to refine ways that wearable technologies can be developed in a fashion context and actually brought to market, and this is one of the biggest struggles. We can see around us with some of the sporting applications of wearable technologies. We see microcontrollers paired with the body that can give you data about how you're running or how you're exercising or how your body is responding to situations. But as technology is evolving, we're beginning to see applications of the biosciences and the life sciences and the material sciences. We can 3D print DNA. How could that manifest itself in a wearable technology? There's a compromise between what's currently possible and what is desired in order to produce things at the moment, and hopefully that compromise will be less towards the engineering and a bit more towards the expressive capabilities and extraordinary potential of wearables as we move forward.
Technology touches fashion in so many different ways, design tools, manufacturing and production, distribution, and also even in recycling the garment at the end of its life cycle. Well, I like to say that, I've been researching this area for 15 years, sort of writing about it. And I really feel quite strongly that, wearables time has come. And, it's great that, for the first time in, say, 15 years, it's not just me who's saying that the media are really picking that up. And we're seeing that reflected in terms of the wearable devices, the Apple Watch being an example of that. And also in the biometric technologies that are coming into sportswear. We're also seeing amazing technological innovations in health and medical industries as well, which are not really fashion, but they are part of the wearable future. It's like an important piece of the puzzle. The truth about fashion is that it enables us to be more than we are when we're naked, right? Fashion or clothing, you could say, has the potential to make us, stronger, faster, tougher, more resilient, look better, and this is all what the fashion experience is. So being able to integrate technology into that really amplifies that ability. So if we're wearing technologically enhanced garments that, say, can retrieve data, then we're becoming smarter as a result. And if our sort of wearable technology enables us to really sort of keep an eye on our kids, then we're becoming better parents. And if it enables us to monitor our health conditions, then it's making us healthier as a result. I'd really, sort of like to ask that question, and people would say, oh, it's what my, sort of watch or, sort of like bracelet or, other wearable accessory is telling me. Or I've got all the data in my mobile phone because, my watch is collecting information and taking health readings and giving me sports data, that kind of stuff. Or, even the phone is engaging with embedded technology in a retail environment, or picking up, sort of information that's being transmitted by someone on the other side of the room. This is part of a sort of a bigger sustainability issue, but people that are against using animal hide and animal products like feathers and things, 3D printed technology makes it possible to reproduce those really interesting textures like, leather, animal hides, snake skins, feathers and things like that. So there definitely is a kind of beauty involved. Then 3D printing also makes it possible to produce surface textures that right now we can't produce in any other way, right? Also color grading, color scaling, and don't forget, we say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. When a consumer has the ability to start customizing what they're wearing, they're going to think it's much more beautiful because then it conforms to their taste rather than strictly to the fashion designer or the brand's taste. So if you think about the way that 3D printing uses materials, it really only uses the amount of material required to make that object with very, very little waste and a very tiny amount of energy being released. Things can be made on site to specification. Obviously, this is going to, sort of increase as years go by. I mean, to me, that really is kind of like the ultimate in the conservation of materials and energy, which is so important to a bigger sustainability issue. It would be for an all-purpose wearable technology garment to be developed that could enable everyone who wore it. So it would help the factory worker work more efficiently and find the job more meaningful. It would help the person, doing the dangerous job in an oil refinery identify airborne toxins and poisonous gases and, protect them if a fire broke out. It would help parents track their children. It would help children feel safe and secure. It would enhance the way that our bodies look, so it would give the wearer much more confidence. It would be social and exchange information, so it broke down boundaries between people. A Superman suit.